Welcome in everybody with the Hrt2Heart Motorsports League here on iRacing. This is your host Bobby Boy with your co-host J-Dog in the booth. J-Dog, it's been an amazing season and we only have 3 races to go. We're here at Homestead, Miami tonight for 100 laps. How you feeling?
Hey, look, I'm feeling pretty well out there. It feels really good. It's going to be an exciting race. We got 2 more races before the end of the season. I'm wishing these guys all good luck tonight here at Homestead, Miami.
Yes, sir, we have a lot of serious points on the table tonight with the top 5 very close with just these 3 races to go. This is one of the 3 here. For the final 3, we're going to see who can really put it down and who can really go and get that championship.
Yeah, it's been a close race and season so far for these gentlemen.
So you got Scott Cazenave. He is currently the lead in all of the points right now with a points lead of 423 with Javier in second place at 400 points. Alan Marr, not really sure. I didn't see him out here in practice. I don't know if he is going to make this race. He's in that top 3 battle, so if he did miss tonight, he's definitely going to lose out on a lot of points here. And be able to get Bobby Lane to be able to hop up into that 3rd place spot. Bobby Lane currently in that 4th place with Rusty Robinson in that top 5 as well. There's a lot going on here. A lot of things can happen tonight. This is a very fast track, but the thing is these corners can get very, very tight here.
Yeah, sure can. They can get very tight here, and we're taking a look right now as Ryan Perone now making his qualifying lap.
Ryan's last lap there was a 32.795. We take a look here at Steve Harrison here and then number 1 here.
He's got a pretty nice paint scheme on that car. Steve Harris here has got a Jack Daniels on his car, and it looks pretty good.
Good luck racing. That's what it says. Let's go. Good luck. Look like Javier is going to finish up his qualifying run. That's going to put him currently in that 2nd place spot with Scott Cazenave finishing up his qualifying run, taking the lead position.
Scott Cazenave finished at the time with a 32.247. Javier had a time of 32.402. As we now take a look at Bobby Joe Lane in the 2. One of our main sponsors here, the Bass Tire.
Bobby Joe Lane's first lap there was going to be a 32.779. Let's see if he can get that on up there. Second lap should be a lot faster here. As it takes a little while for these cars to warm up, the tires definitely have to get a minute to grab. And it'll definitely give you some more speed, but it'll also burn those tires up a lot faster.
Bobby Joe Lane just finished the time with 32.250.
Currently putting them in that second place spot on the start. All right, as it looks like we got a couple more drivers here to qualify, we're going to go ahead and step away for just a minute and thank our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
All right, and we're back as they're getting ready to finish up qualifying here with 100 laps tonight at Homestead, Miami. The track temperatures are 65 tonight. Nice cool weather. Some beautiful Florida scenery here. You just can't go wrong. This is one of my favorite tracks, and I can't wait to see what happens tonight. A lot of potential can happen here. You can either make it or break it. So it's going to be who's going to overdrive the corners, because definitely, like I said, the corners are very tight. It's going to be very challenging for all of these drivers just to be able to conserve that right front tire. That right front tire, it really likes to chew that right front tire here. So I'm excited to see who can hold on to it tonight, J-Dog.
Yeah, it's going to be a real tough track for these guys here in Homestead, Miami. Great, good temperature here, about 65 degrees, and it's 65 degrees on the track. And it's going to be really fun and exciting for these guys.
So while we was taking that commercial break, let's also not forget to thank our other sponsors here as well. CNL Carpets, everybody. Greg Langford, our race control here with Heart to Heart. Much love to Greg and everything he does for this league, and show him that much love and support. Thanks also to Chasing Muscle Cars, everybody, one of our newer sponsors here towards the end of the season here, showing that love and support. Y'all please make sure you go check out their Facebook page or their all of their channels. Anywhere you can find a channel, let's just make sure you check them out. They're welcome to put something in the chat there. Let's show them that love and support. Check out that Facebook page, y'all. Chasing Muscle Cars, they're in the chat. Just say hello. I hope y'all are all having a wonderful night, y'all. As we got about another minute here, we'll line up and we'll get ready to go green flag racing. I think about it, J-Dog, we're really missing quite a few drivers this week. We're definitely down a few drivers. I see Austin Cornpost isn't here this week. We're also missing Alan Marr. Missing quite a few drivers out here. Not really sure what's going on there, but there's definitely a lot of points there that's going to be lost, and I really hate that. Really hope we can see them on the track again next week as we get ready to hit Nashville Fairgrounds next week for 200 laps. And I believe that's one of their home tracks. That is their home track. So, here's your start lineup, everybody. That's going to be Scott Cazenave in that inside lane with Bobby Joe Lane in P2. That's going to put Javier Zapata, everybody, in P3 with Zach Sandlin, y'all, in P4. Rusty Robinson going to take that inside lane in P5 against Andrew Longmire, everybody, in P6. That's going to be Carter Cazenave in P7 with William Martin in the number 2 in P8. Ryan Perrone's going to take that inside lane in P9 with Benny Jones on the outside in P10. Steve Harrison's going to take in that P11 against Dan Coulson on the outside lane in P12. With the finishing of the lineup is going to be Bud Light Mike in that 47 in P13.
I wouldn't warm these tires up too much.
I'll tell you what, that's some beautiful looking cars here as the pace car takes off.
Green, 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 we're racing in Homestead.
Scott Cazenave's going to get a good start there on the inside lane with Javier now looking to squeeze up the track just a little bit there to grab a hold of that second place spot.
Now on the back straightaway now. Scott looking pretty good on the around turn 3.
Andrew going to look to the inside of Zach Sandlin here now, putting on a battle here for 6th place.
Javier's side by side now. Bobby Joe now coming down front straightaway.
Lots of battles going on here. Scott Cazenave is pulling away a little bit here as they all try to gain in a line here as the front of this pack. The 02 lane now looking at the inside of the 03. Scott Caz.
Some action going on right now in the beginning of this race. Got a caution. Ooh.
Let's go back, see if we can take a look at this wreck here. We'll hop here on Benny Jones's car here for just a second here in the number 20 and do a little far chase action here. See if we can get a good view here of what happened here. You know, the far chase really isn't working too good here lately. I might need to get that looked at here.
That was rough.
It's going to be Dan Coulson, everybody, here, and William Martin getting into it here. Looks like William Martin's taking that little bit of a lower line here. Dan Coulson's up on that higher side here.
Dance.
Man, and that really stinks right there, everybody. That really stinks.
Watch
But
this hit right here.
that's how it happens. And man, he's going to smack the ball hard. They're both, man, now that is what I say. Look at that. Will you look at it? They really went all out on that one. Got a lot of front end damage there. Hopefully hopefully be able to drive them back to the pits.
Will Martin, man, he spun like a top. That brings out our first caution of this race.
We were seeing a lot of moves happening there on this start of this race, so I'm really excited to see what they do here on this second little piece of green flag.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Get a blown engine? Yeah, well, good thing is you get a fast repair, so that's a plus. The only thing that really stinks about that is having to tow. Takes a few minutes, but worst case scenario, it's a pretty good sized track. You'll just go one lap down and be able to get that lap back later on.
The length of this track, it is a 1.5 mile track.
We got Michael Miller in the chat. He said, good luck, Andy. Got chasing muscle cars out here rooting for you as well.
Pace cars off.
Lane now going to get that in start on the inside lane.
Green flag. Bobby Joe Lane got a good start.
He's going to get up there to that higher line here. Look for a little bit of help from that teammate, Scott Kazanave in 03. Javier is pushing really good on that inside lane.
Around turn 3 now. Coming it out front straight away. Bobby Joe still holding a consistent lead right now.
Javier now going to break into line here, try to get some good consistency here, because you definitely don't want to be stuck side by side here racing for a long period of time.
Yeah, it's true. Your tires will go down pretty quick.
Take a look back here with Carter Kazanave and Andrew and
Single foul now, coming around first turn. Well, Martin needs to be careful. Bobby Joe is knocking on his back door.
William Martin getting in that last accident, but just looking to hold consistent here. He had a bone engine, but he was able to get back out on the track on the lead lap. But these cars are right here on him as he's going to go down one lap down right now. He's going to have to find his way towards the back of this field and stay in the draft and just hold it consistent until these guys get ready to go pit. And then just pit a little bit later if he can, or at least a little bit earlier, or hope for another caution and get that lap back.
Yeah, that is true.
But it also could play in his part. So as long as he holds in a line somewhere, he should be good to go.
William Martin, that will put you in the chance for a lucky dog if the caution does come out. Single foul now, back straight away. Andrew trying to make his boot now on Rusty. Coming around 3 and 4. Andrew gets his boot down back to the front straightaway now. Single file now, go around turn 1. Sounds pretty good passing that camera.
A lot of high speed going on here at Homestead, Miami.
I'm seeing speeds at least a notch in about 160 to 170 miles per hour in the front and back straightaways, and slow it down to about 150 to 160 miles per hour around its corners.
A lot of double fall trying to be made right now. Andrew now looking at the inside of Javier. Zach Sandlin in the inside of Rusty Robinson with Carter Casanave back behind. Don't push it too hard, too early, guys. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. I promise you.
Javier now side by side with Andrew. Andrew stretching off the wall, coming back straightaway.
Now battle for second. Andrew's going to take over that P2 spot. Javier in P3 with Scott Casanave back in P4 right now. Rusty Robinson in P5.
Single file now, coming around turn 1.
0-2 looking very consistent right now, holding some steady laps.
Coming out back straightaway and they get ready to turn 1. Now Rusty pops out in the middle of nowhere.
Sir, as now they're catching up here to Steve Harrison here. It's going to be a close one here, so Steve is just going to have to look out for this field because they're going to come very fast.
Rusty Robinson prior to back now in single file now, coming around turn 1 and 2.
And he's got a race car tonight. Yes, he's going to have to hold it calm. He's going to have to be consistent. Because if he overdrives this car, it's really going to hurt him. He needs to keep it off the wall, and he doesn't want to burn that right front up. So we'll see how he does. Hopefully he has a good race. He's definitely put out some good racing here the last few races. Now Scott Casanave looking to make his move for P2. Now to the inside of the 24. Andy looking to push.
Scott now side by side with Andrew. Now coming around 1 and 2. Now heading back straightaway.
Andrew now looking at the inside of Javier.
Andrew now 24 now right beside each other, coming around front straightaway.
I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of position changes here, and I really like this. It's definitely been a really good race so far at the start of this event with only 18 laps already on the table. So I cannot wait to see what they do the rest of this race. This is amazing. Great racing here, guys. Let's go. Just hope they can keep it out of trouble for themselves. Because nobody wants to go home early.
Don't jinx them. It's been a good race so far. Up Joe Lane now, front straightaway. Single file now, 1 and 2, going in there.
Javier going to scrape the wall a little bit there on that corner. Definitely going to drive it in a little too hard there.
You got to make sure when you make your moves on this track, you got to make sure you be fast and consistent. Because you're not, you're going to burn your tires up. Probably Joe Lane still holding a consistent line.
Take a look back here at Zach Sandlin. Zach Sandlin putting on a really good race so far. Back here running behind Rusty Robinson in P6. If he stays behind Rusty for the majority of this race and doesn't try to race Rusty, And, you know, wait until it's time for that first half of these pit stops. Right around 48 laps is around the time they'll be pitting. This is when it's really going to play a part here. So you're really just going to want to stay behind somebody and not racing really hard. That's where you're going to pick up your speed and you're going to be able to make the long haul.
That is pretty true there. That is a pretty good aerial view of these guys. As Bobby Joe Lane now comes around turn 3. Jack will be inside now trying to make his move.
Take a look back here at Bud Light Mike. Bud Light Mike finished in the last place spot here, currently running in that P10 spot. Definitely has picked up enough speed here with Ryan Perone back here running right behind him with just 2 seconds of a gap. So they'll be able to close in them doors a little bit later as we get to see these guys go into pit road. Andrew putting on a fantastic race so far, currently running in that P3 spot, putting on some good running here. You can't say that these guys can't drive because they definitely are doing it. Let's go.
Bobby Joe Lane now coming around turn 3. Now get ready to go to turn 4 and into the straightaway.
I'm very surprised to say, you know, you still have Steve Harrison back here running very consistent 2 laps down right now, just trying to stay ahead of this field and stay on those 2 laps down. That way, in case a caution comes out, he can regain those laps back and work his way back towards a battle for this race.
I will be saying that Bobby Joe Lane's almost knocking on his back door.
Scott Cazenave now is going to start peeking to the inside there of the 31 a little bit.
Say, hey, Andrew, knock, knock, I'm here. Front straightaway now, going around turn 1. Scott Cazenave now making the inside of the Andrew now coming around back straightaway. Scott now making his move.
Andrew said, no, not going to happen. He's going to look back to the inside. Definitely don't want to battle it too much, gentlemen. Don't want to. You're going to let that leader and you're going to let Javier pull away from the rest of this field if that's what you do. If y'all continue to battle for that P3 spot, that's what will happen. So y'all might want to just like kind of work together there, you know. That's just what I would do. If I was driving, that's the best thing you could do.
Single file now, back straightaway, getting ready to turn 3. That is where we like to see is a lot of green flag racing so far. Coming back now.
We're at 27 laps. We're going to be this race so far. It looks like we're going to be able to see these guys line in and definitely take advantage of these green flag laps.
Allen now making his move on Rusty Robinson. And that will be a battle for 5th. Front straightaway now, Zach now made his move. Robbie Joe Lane now having a good race out here so far here in Homestead. Coming around turn 3 now, going in front straightaway.
Javier still keeping a very close gap, though. Let's not count these guys out. This gap is very close here. It is, everybody is underneath a second. So there is a lot that can still happen here as these guys are so close to each other. The pit strategy is definitely going to be something crazy tonight.
Right, pit strategy can be a factor here in Homestead, Miami. Javier now look. Scott looking to the inside now, and Javier coming around 1 and 2. It's always patience on the racing course. It's always patience.
Let's take a little look back here, and we got Dan Collison back here in P7 currently running some pretty consistent lap times here. He's just looking to save some of those tires and see where he can end up here with Carter Cazenave in P8, everybody. It's going to be Benny Jones, everybody, in P9. Bud Light Mike still holding on to that P10 spot. Look back here at Ryan Perrone in P11. 2 of William Martin, everybody, and currently 12th. He is the one up for a lucky dog. If we actually have a caution, he will be the first to go back on the lead lap. Steve Harrison now starting to get lapped down for 3 laps down, but you know, hopefully he'll be able to catch a break here, and a lot of things will happen more towards the end of this race as these drivers start sending it a little bit more and putting a little bit more pressure on these cars. So good luck to you out there. It was a beautiful ride there, that Jack Daniels scheme. Can't hate on it. You know what I'm saying? Can't hate on it. I'm a Tennessee boy myself. So much love, everybody. Hope you're all having a wonderful night. Please do not forget to subscribe, everybody, to Hrt2Heart Motorsports, as we only have 2 races left after this. We go to Nashville Fairgrounds next week for 200 laps. I'm very excited to see that. That is my hometown. That's also the O2 of Lane's home track here. Your current race leader, everybody. And the home of fast tires.
Robbie Joe Lane now back straightaway, now going in turn 3. He's been having a really good race here so far here in Homestead. Now front straightaway. Fast tire out there looking pretty good out here on Homestead. Now back straightaway.
Take a ride along here with Scott Hasnett, currently looking to make that P2 right now against Javier in the 24 in the inside lane.
Now in the inside lane, Javier now trying to make a move in the P2 spot. Now back straightaway. Single follow now, coming in front straightaway. There's quite a bit of gap between first or third and back.
We take a look here at Andrew. Andrew currently falling back here a little bit. here, but Rusty Robinson and Zach Sandlin still holding pretty consistent back here, but they are going to fall back a little bit behind that third place spot. Now getting a little bit of gap in between these cars, but if they work together, they definitely can catch back up to the front of this field, but they're going to have to follow each other and not try to battle each other if they haven't already burnt those tires up. Now the 5 of Rusty Robinson now looking towards the inside of the 31.
And it is getting close to that pit window right now. First 3 single file now coming to front straight away.
But where Zach Sandlin can get a little bit of help here is he has the 1 of Steve Harrison, still that lap traffic right there. So he should be able to get a little bit of that draft off of that car if he gets up to him and be able to make his way up there towards the front of this field. "60 laps to go, everyone." So we're taking a ride out of the nose of Javier in P3.
Single file now coming around turn 1.
Lane gonna scrub the wall a little bit there to 02.
Scott not too far back now. Bobby Joe Lane now coming around turn 3. Scott now looking the inside now. Bobby Joe Lane now coming around turn 4. That's a good decision on Scott to start. Just actually slide a little bit back behind Bobby Joe now coming around turn 1.
Lane gonna drive it in a little hard again that time around as well. Car's starting to get a little bit tight as we get ready for this pit window.
Scott now looking the inside. Bobby Joe Lane now coming around turn 3 and 4. Back to single file now, front straightaway now. Steve Harrison still hanging a little bit back behind these leaders. He's got to be careful.
If I was Steve Harrison, right now would be the time I'd be going into pit. Get that stuff before these leaders go in and pit. That way you can try to work your way back around fast as you can and get what your lap.
That's a good point. I've been thinking about the same thing, being honest with you.
Take a look back here at Dan Colson now, currently in that P7 spot. Gaining on Andrew here, currently in that P6, with Benny Jones right behind. Still a lot of close battling going on here in the back of this field. We'll take a look at Scott Cazenave down to the inside of the 02 for the lead. 02 is going to fall back a little bit there. He's going to fall back into that P2 spot and look to just stay in line with his teammate of Scott Cazenave.
They're coming over the radio now saying they're starting to make their pit stops. It's getting real close to that pit window, guys.
Lane, tires starting to get worn out a little bit here. The 24 now looking in that P2.
Here in the very close future, I'm about to see pit road about to be really busy with these leaders about to come down pit road. We're also start getting close to that halfway mark now. Bobby Joe Laney inside now. Javier.
Still battling it out here. A lot of points are on the line for these top three right now. These top three are battling for the championship.
I can start seeing now the pit cycle start making its way around.
Looks like we got Andrew going into the pits as well. Andrew going in to get them 4 tires on that fuel. Tire wear definitely has played a part for him early on here. Looks like he did wear them out a little early this on, but we'll see what he could do here a little later in this run. As now we see him coming off a pit road. Dan Collison and Bud Light Mike. Bud Light Mike now in that P6 spot. He was in P10 earlier. So he's definitely made some moves here. But the question is, you know, we're still waiting on a few of these guys to pit. So that's where it's going to come into strategy.
You got to avoid there. Now we're hit the halfway point of this race. Let's see what this other half of this race is going to bring us.
Scott Kaznav starting to pull away a little bit here from the front of this field. Looks like we're going to have Zach Sandlin and Rusty Robinson. They were our P5 and our P6 spots here. Going to go into the pit road as well here.
Them two to go into the pits, man, I bet they're almost close to being out of gas.
Definitely getting right on the edge here, so we should start seeing every driver hit that pit road here. Now, Scott Kaznav and O'Lane of 2 is going to go into pit road here. Your race leaders.
Here comes the leaders.
Javier is also going to make his way into pit road here. So this is where it's going to take into effect, everybody. That's going to end up putting Bud Light Mike into lead a lap of this race. But that's also going to be Bud Light Mike, the only person that has not pitted yet. So he's going to really want to lead that lap and then go pit right after.
Got to think, he also started in the back, so he's probably been saving his tires and a little bit of fuel trying to get some of that draft on this track.
Well, if that's the case, he's definitely playing it smart and doing a great job of it. Take a look at these guys coming back out on the track right now, everybody, with fresh tires.
I just seen Bud Light Mike now making his way into the pit road.
That's going to bring Scott Kaznav back into your race lead with Bobby Lane in that 02 in third place, with Zach Samlin going to be in that fourth place spot, which will bring him into P3, and Rusty Robinson, that'll put him in P4.
Been a lot of green flag racing. And it's been a really good race here in Olmsted, Miami.
I'll tell you what, this has been a very good race for Zach Samlin here. One of the best of this season. So excited to see what he's doing here tonight here. One of the members of the Allen Tillery family. So make sure you show him some love, everybody. One of our sponsors here at Hrt to Heart. As well as Scott Cazenave, your current race leader in the 03. All right, everybody, as we're getting to that halfway mark, we are going to step away for a commercial, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
I'll tell you what, this has been an exciting race so far here as we got 42 laps to go here. Lane of the 02, everybody. Lane is going to take back over your lead position with Scott Cazenave is going to take up P2 with Zach Samlin, everybody. Zach Samlin has put on an amazing race here. Currently running in a P3 spot against Rusty Robinson. Rusty Robinson right there on his tail here. So looking to just draft and work together. They can hold it consistent and make a good race happen here for them tonight. Bud Light Mike's currently going to fall back into that P7 spot, but that's a really good spot to be with Rusty Benny Jones right there ahead of him. Benny Jones currently running in that P6 spot with a 2-second gap against Andrew in P5. Andrew has put on a really good race as well here. He's looking just to hold on to it and definitely make something happen here. He doesn't want to push it too early right now as we got 40 laps to go. I would push it more around that 10 laps to go. That's where I would put it. Just try to stay in behind somebody and, you know, just hold a consistent race here. That's what's going to make him gain here.
Bobby Joe Lane still now holding a consistent lead. See Andrew now just scraping a little bit of a wall back there.
Jet Power 485 said, "Go Sandy Man, let's go, let's go."
Scott Cazenave is not as too far back from Bobby Joe Lane.
Not 100% sure what happened to Javier there on that pit stop there. Maybe got caught speeding off of pit road, so therefore caught a little bit of a penalty. Not 100%. He fell back all the way to the P8 spot, but we'll look to see if he can regain here and make his way back up to the front of this field as he's battling for the championship here. He's definitely put out some good finishes here since he started with Hrt to Heart, and looking forward to see what he could do the rest of the season. As now the teammates are 1 and 2, the 02 and the 03 is Scott Cazenave.
Looking at my stats here right now, Brian Perrone will be the lucky dog if we do have a caution. Bobby Joe Lane and Scott Cassidy now back on turn 3 now.
If you look at those beautiful sponsored cars there, Bass Tire, everybody, and Allen Tillery. Let's also not forget our other sponsors, everybody. CNL Carpets, y'all, with Greg Langford, everybody, and Chasing Muscle Cars. Much love to them as well. Go check out their Facebook page and their YouTube. Make sure you check them out everywhere. Go check out all that social media. Spread that love and them good vibes, everybody, because that's what we're about. Heart to heart, y'all, bringing the world together one race at a time. Let's go, let's go.
Scott now not too far behind Bobby Joe now coming up front straightaway. Taking a look down back here behind with Brown Perone and Benny Jones at the 20. Currently Benny Jones now in the top 5.
Benny Jones going to be one of the biggest movers so far of this race.
Taking a look now, and Andrew into 31.
This is definitely what Andrew needs. He needs to stay in line with these guys the whole time. And when these leaders start to wear those tires out, they are going to fall back, and he and the rest of the back of this field will be able to push up towards the front of this pack.
Lab track will play a role on this track. There is a car gap between Andrew and Benny Jones right now as we speak. Bobby Joe Lane still holding a consistent lead up here.
Two of Lane looking to pull away a little bit here. Scott Cassidy just hanging back there in that P2 spot. A lot of speed going on here in these corners here, but with 32 laps to go.
Coming a lap on Giggity now. Bobby Joe Lane still holding a consistent lead. Showing up on the front straightaway. Going in turn 1. Scott now not too far behind Bobby Joe now. Coming out. Back straightaway.
Zach Sandlin still holding on to that P3 spot back here, with Rusty Robinson still right there behind him, with the rest of that pack back there starting to gain on them just a little bit as they're working together. So this is going to be really tough for Zach here a little bit later. As we're at 30 to go, these guys are really going to start pushing these cars. But Zach is doing very well tonight, holding on. Take a ride along here with Rusty Robinson. Rusty Robinson having a very consistent race here, currently in that P4 spot. Running behind Zach Samlin, running a very consistent race here, looking to just save and conserve, you know, and get a good top 3 finish. A top 3 is everything. The top 3 is a very good finish here. So he's going to look to hold on and push it and give it all he can. And hope that these leaders can get into something and he'll be able to get it okay. Benny Jones still looking to close that gap, everybody. getting that gap closed up to that P4 spot. Benny Jones is making some stuff happen with Bud Light Mike right behind him, getting ready to make some moves. Joe Lane and Scott Cazenave, these two teammates here, is definitely putting on a fantastic race here. Dan Collison getting in a little bit of trouble early on, and that's going to put him 2 laps down. But he's just going to keep grinding it out and try to hold on to what position he has and try to make his way up to William Martin there for that P11.
I just see Dan Collison just scraped the wall a little bit ago, just coming off of turn 3 and 4.
Javier currently still running in that P8. He has definitely had a good early start to this race. Not really sure what happened to him there, as it was a pit road violation or it was something like that. Scrubbing the wall, you just never know. But hopefully, you know, he'll be able to regain a little bit and gain a few positions as we are fighting around lap traffic here. And it's been a great race overall, though. So good job to Javier, as Javier now works his way around Brian Perron.
Still showing a lap down, so anything can still happen here in Homestead, Miami. Bobby Joe now still holding consistent lead now around turn 3.
Scott Cazenave with a 0.2 of a second gap here, looking to make some moves here.
Tell you what, the whole field has actually really spread it out so far in that Homestead, Miami.
As now these race leaders are getting ready to catch up with Cazenave.
What you think about this race so far?
I think it's been a very good race. It's been exciting. Early on, it was really exciting to watch these guys battle it out like they did side by side here. But what we saw there was we saw a lot of guys burn their tires up early on. They put too much of a battle out there, and that definitely wasn't able to be able to help them now where they are. But you still see a lot going on here, a lot of good racing going on here with Scott Cazenave and Lane in the 02 here, running the lead positions here. Currently have right now a 10-second gap against third place here with Rusty Robinson and Zach Sandlin back here battling it out for P3.
Rusty Robinson now in the Buchanan Resort. One of our sponsors here. Oh, I just seen him bounce off the wall there on the front straightaway. Hope he's all right. Bounced off that wall a little bit too hard on the front straightaway.
Talk about Benny Jones here, though. Benny Jones, one of the biggest movers of the race too, as well. Currently in that P5 spot, with Bud Light Mike back there behind him with a 0.1 second gap. These are the two biggest movers of the race today. These guys have definitely put out a really good race today, and have to say I'm outstanded by how good of a performance they put out tonight.
I'll tell you what, Bobby Boy, it's been a tough week on everybody so far. We lost like 3 celebrities.
Now these leaders get ready to go around. Carter Cazenave, y'all, the 77. Yes, sir, we really did. We lost a lot of celebrities. You know, we lost Ozzy Osbourne. We lost Hulk Hogan. May they rest in peace. It's you know, the life cycle. It's the cycle of life, you know. And send out all the prayers and condolences to the families. And I grew up with Hulk Hogan, you know. I grew up with Ozzy Osbourne as well. So, you know, that was a part of my lifestyle. So may they rest in peace. And it was cool to be able to grow up with them.
That's true. That is part of my childhood too. Joe Lane still holding consistent lead. Around 1 and 2 now, going back straightaway. Now back straightaway now. Bro, you better be careful. He's right behind you. That will put Carter Casanave in the lucky dog spot if we do have a caution come out.
Take a look back here. Benny Jones and Bud Light Mike battling it out back here for that 5th place spot. They were passing back and forth here for just a minute, but it looks like they're going to get back into line here. As Lane and Cazenave start to make their way around.
That is a pretty good gap between 3rd and 4th track. Bobby Joe Lane now back straightaway now going to turn 3.
0-2 been strong all this race. The question is, will he be able to hold enough tires off against the 0-3? They might be teammates, but let me tell you what, when it comes to competitiveness and when it comes to the final for who's going to get the championship, this is where it's going to come to play. They're going to put a battle out here at the end, and we'll see what happens.
Bobby Joe Lane's been having a pretty good race so far. Bobby Joe Lane, when he comes around now, be 14 to go. Scott Cassidy looking pretty good there now into the auto car. One of our sponsors here for Hrt2Heart now, coming back straightaway. Javier in the 24, he's been having an okay race here at Homestead, Miami. Now back straightaway.
Got Andrew back here currently running in that P7 spot. Going to look to make his way up here to Bud Light Mike in these last few laps and at least try to grab that P6.
Rusty Robinson in the top 4 spot right now. Showing him in the top 5. Front straightaway.
And this guy right here, Zach the Sand Man. Let's go, bro. He has definitely put it down tonight. He has put on a race tonight. Currently running P3. Just looking to hold steady for the rest of this race as we just got 12 laps to go. This will be his first top 3 of the season as we only have 2 races to go after this. So great job so far, Zach. Let's hold on to it and keep it consistent. Let's go. Benny Jones making his way up into that P5 spot with Bud Light Mike right there behind him. With P4 right ahead as well, Rusty Robson. They are starting to gain and catch up to each other here a little bit. Benny Jones getting really up on the 5 there on that last straightaway. Benny Jones running that high side to 5 of Rusty Robson on the inside. Benny Jones now looking to get close, get side by side here. 47 of Bud Light Mike is behind.
Race is on, boys. 10 to go. Rusty Robinson looking the inside now. Ben Jones.
This is when they are going to do it. This is when they're going to do it. Benny Jones going to make his way into P4. Bud Light Mike still pushing here on that high side as well. Now, he saw Benny Jones got a good advantage on that high side. He's going to try it himself, taking that 47 out there. Now, looking for P5. Battle for P5. Let's go. Jeff Ringley said, it's time to go, Andy. It's time to go. It's time. It's now or never. Let's go, Andy. Time to put it down. Trying to get up to Rusty Robinson here and them while they're battling it out up there. This is the time you do it right now as they are battling it out up here for position. Now, Rusty Robinson starting to fall back a little bit. Maybe Hurt used the tires a little too early here.
8 to go.
Benny Jones, the biggest mover of this race now in P4 with Bud Light Mike in P5. O2 of Lane and 03 of Scott Cazenave starting to battle it out here.
Caution's out.
Oh, and that was close.
That was a close one.
Did Scott get into him?
No, we did not.
I believe Scott avoided that. We're going to go back and try to take a look at that, everybody. That was wow. So let's see if we could go back and take a look here. It looks like it's going to be Dan Colson here, everybody. We're going to rewind here just enough. See what we could do. Slow motion. And it looks like he was going to go into pit, if I'm correct here. Let me put this into Wafar Chase, and we'll put that into slow motion here. Not really sure what happened here. It looks like he was going into the pits and kind of lost it and got into the pit cones, the barricades, or he just broke a little free there and it just kind of cut down. And man, that's unfortunate here. As we take a look here, as we're still going. I mean, I want to go back. I got to see where the 03. We was almost there. There we go, right here. Here's the split. Let's take a look at this split right here, everybody. Let me see if I could get a better view of this. I want a better view. Here we go, right here. Let's put this in slow motion right here as we take a look at this split right here. And that's just how it happens. That was a close call.
From the looks of it, everybody came to pit road now. So that goes to show you now, everybody's got fresh tires. 6 to go. This is definitely going to be the race to the finish.
This is definitely what Javier needed, falling back like he did early on. This will give him the advantage to shoot his way back towards the front of this field. And a lot of stuff is going to happen here now is because we have a lot of cars on the lead lap here now.
Here's the top 5 so far. Scott Cazenave now in pole position. Bobby Joe Lane in top 2nd. Zach Sandlin in top 3. Bud Light Mike in the 4th position. And Carter in the 5th position. Now we'll round off your top 5.
Bobby Soul said, go get him, Andy. Yes, he's definitely got a shot here now as that caution happened here. That's going to put him on the restart right now in P7. So he's got a shot for it here towards the end of this race. We'll see what happens here, y'all, as we just have a few laps to go. 5 to go here at Homestead, Miami for 100 laps here with Hrt2Heart Motorsports, everybody. 2 laps. 2 races to go with the season, everybody. Nashville Fairgrounds next week for 100 laps. Please don't forget to subscribe, everybody, and don't miss out on any future Hrt2Heart racing Race is brought to you Sunday, everybody, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Much love, everyone.
Bobby Joe and Scott Cassidy side by side now. Back straight away.
Race leader side by side. P3 and P4 is side by side as well here. Now, Andrew looking to make some moves with Benny Jones. The biggest mover of this race here. Now, going to scrub the wall there. Ooh, and he's going to, is he in it?
You know, he got a little loose.
He saved
still,
it. He
still
saved
green.
it. He saved it. It's still green.
The wall.
Rusty Robinson now trying to make his way around.
Scott now still holding the pole position now. Bobby Joe Lane not holding not too far.
But like Mike going to dip it low with a 5 of Rusty Robinson now looking at the inside. They're going to look to make their way around Zach Samlin here. Zach Samlin's holding it pretty consistent on their high side. As long as he can keep a draft with the 0-2 and the 0-3, he can get a good run here and keep that third place spot. Now 3 wide here for P3, everybody. 3 wide. Let's go. As that's going to put Andrew right there behind them, getting ready to put on a strong battle here, y'all, at the end of this race with just 2 laps to go, everybody. Let's go. Rusty Robinson now on the inside lane. Now still 3 wide here. Very little room left coming off of that corner here. Now Bud Light Mike is holding it tight. Still battling it out now. Battling it for P3 here with Zach Samlin, everybody. Zach Samlin. These guys are putting on a show here. Now, look, we got the battle going on for the lead as well for the final lap, everybody. The 0-2 Elaine and the 0-3 is Scott Cazenave, everybody. Look at this stuff, guys. This, you cannot make this up. The last lap, everybody. Now Rusty Robinson now looking at the inside of the 57 of Zach Samlin. Now looking to gain that P3 spot. Zach Samlin's going to rub the wall a little bit. That's going to give Rusty the advantage he needs to get around. Now there's a wreck on the final lap. There will not be a caution, everybody, as the white flag has already spun and the checkered flag is out, everybody. The race winner is going to be Bobby Joe Lane with Scott Cazenave going to take that P2 spot with Rusty Robinson in P3. Andrew Lamar is going to take up that P4 spot with Bud Light Mike in 5th. That is going to round off your top 5. That was a battle to the end. That was a phenomenal race by all these drivers. You cannot have a better finish than that.
You really cut the attention by a knife, man. That was a good finish of that race.
I have to say, by far, that was one of the best finishes I have seen all season long.
Congratulations, Bobby Joe, bringing the best tire to victory lane.
Here at Straight Talk 400, baby. Let's go. Michael Miller said, congrats, Andy, if you're out there listening. And also Bobby said, good race. So they're out there showing you that support, brother. Make sure you give them a shout out back later, all right? So 0-2 has put on a very dominant race tonight. Definitely put out some good running here tonight as he does his burnout here and takes himself to victory lane. That's definitely going to move him into that top 3 for next week as we hit Nashville Fairgrounds, his home track, and his sponsor's home track here for 200 laps next week. So I'm excited to see what he will do there, you know.
Great race for all these gentlemen here at Homestead, Miami.
All right, as it looks like he's going to park it right there, everybody. We're going to pull him down here, and we're going to see if we can get an interview. Let's see what we can do here. But we're going to have the 0-2 lane tonight, everybody. He is going to lead a lot of laps tonight and put on a phenomenal race. Had an excellent fuel strategy. You saw the rest of the top 3 go into the pits with him, trying to run the same kind of fuel strategy that he was running in the same tire wear. But for a few, it just didn't work out, but it did for the 02 tonight. The 02, he bringing the Bass Tire Chevrolet to victory lane here at Homestead. How you feeling?
No, man, I didn't think it's ever going to be over with. Scott's just so good, and he's so hard to beat. I was on the edge of the whole race, just trying not to hit the wall and try to keep him back there. But he is my teammate, so we work pretty good together. I really wasn't worried about him wrecking me. I just worried about him beating me.
Most definitely, especially battling for the championship with just 2 races to go. And you're now going to be up in that top 3 as well. So, that makes it even tougher, especially when your teammates and having to put so much out there towards the end of this season.
Yeah, I missed the race. We might be a little closer together, but yeah, definitely don't want to mess up no race for him, and I don't think he wanted me to mess his race up because Scott knows we're teammates, but I'll race him really hard, and we have been known to wreck one another trying to win. So I think he probably was being a little cautious of that.
And Tina Lane in the comments said, great driving. So you got some fans out there watching tonight. Just thought I'd let you know. I believe Ashley's in there as well. So make sure you show them some love. But do you got any shout outs?
Oh, yeah, definitely Bass Tire for sponsoring the league. And everybody who helps this league, you and J-Dog and the real deal there. And Hal and Tillery and Rusty with Buchanan Resort and Greg with C&L Carps. Not sure where he is tonight. And Andrew, what he does with us. Can't remember his sponsor, but he give a shout out to Ashley, Avery, Jesse, your mama, Tina. Man, everybody who supports this league, it's an awesome league.
Well, as always, it's wonderful to see you in the booth, and we hope you have a wonderful night and hope to see you again next week.
All righty.
All right, everybody, and that's going to put Scott Cazenave taking up that P2 spot. Scott Cazenave currently putting on a good battle there with his teammate the whole race, just looking to stay behind him, and made a few passes, and definitely led a few laps there. Got a bonus point or 2. Are currently your race leader in points. He is putting it down for the championship here. He currently run our Friday night series with the Legend Series and won that championship. So let's congratulate him on that as well, winning the Hrt2Heart Motorsports Legend Series this season. Just finishing that up this Friday. So congrats to you on that, brother. How was the race?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank y'all very much. The race was fun. It was a good race. Bobby was fast. Congratulations to him. He was driving the heck out of that car, man. We had a good run. We was hoping it'd go green. We had a good lead. We got out there and stretched it out, but we went and got tires. I knew we'd be good right there. A few laps to the go. We had it. But yeah, it was a good race. I tried to get him there at the end. He was just fast.
I'll tell you what, you Alan Tillery boys were really putting it down tonight. Zach Samlin really impressed me as well tonight. Holding on to that P3 as long as he did. You bringing him into this league. He had a great race tonight.
Yeah, he did have a good race. He was pretty quick. He was third there, and then I think he got in some trouble and finished 7th or 8th. He dropped back. He was really trying to get a podium finish, and I wished he would have. I told him a little bit ago that he'd get there. He just got to keep trying. He's getting better every time we race. It was a good effort by him.
Yes, sir. But congratulations to you, brother. You have had an amazing season in both classes. And we look forward to some faster cars next season and maybe even a few bigger tracks. And when I mean faster cars, I mean something that's really going to be hard to drive and more challenging for all these drivers. So looking forward to what's coming. How you feel about that?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be good. I think it'll make us all a better driver in the long run. But yeah, I'm excited about it and looking forward to it.
Sir, well, as always, it's a pleasure to have you in the booth, and we hope to catch you in the booth again before the season's over. And we want to wish you a wonderful night. So please, if you got a minute, go ahead and give your shout outs.
Yeah, well, first I want to congratulate Bobby on the win. What a run. He was fast. It was a good run tonight. Want to give a shout out to Abrianne if she's watching. Bobby Joe won. I was hoping you was watching it. Alan Tillery Chevrolet, Rusty and Buchanan Resort, CNL Carpet, all of the guys in here, all of our sponsors that help out with this league, everything you do, BJ and Carter, doing the Facebook and the updates on Discord. I want to shout out to everybody. And thank you, J Dog and BJ, for broadcasting it. We really appreciate you guys sacrificing to do this and not race with us. And I want to give y'all much love, and we appreciate it very, very, very much.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and we'll hope to see you again soon.
Thank y'all. Have a good night.
Has, that's going to take us into that P3, everybody. Let's see if we can pull him down in here. There he is. Rusty Robson, you got a copy, buddy.
Hey, BJ. Yeah, man, I'm here.
I'll tell you what, you stayed back there into that P5 spot and then moved your way into that P4 back behind Zach, and you and Zach just stayed right there with each other almost the whole race, and then finally got your way around him there at the end there because they got into a little bit of trouble. But you know, you had a very good race. You held it very consistent and was able to make it into that top 3 tonight. How you feel?
Thank you, man. We had a great race, I thought. It was fun with Zach there. Really, he had a good night, man. He ran a great race.
Yes, sir. Well, y'all definitely put on a good show tonight. Y'all put on a lot of battle there early on, and was able to line up and just keep it where you was able to pull away from that 4th and that 5th and 6th place spot. So congrats to you, brother, on getting such a wonderful finish as you're in the battle here for the championship. So much congrats to that as well. So as we got 2 races left to go, we're hitting 200 laps next week at Nashville Fairgrounds. How you feeling about that?
I love the fairgrounds. First race I ever got to go to was at the fairgrounds. Still got a program from it. That was when I was, 14, 15 years old.
Well, we'll have to say that is a pretty good time ago, right?
Yeah, long time.
But much love to you, brother. It's always good to have you in the booth. You got any shout outs?
Oh man, thanks for taking care of this tonight. Appreciate you and J Dog calling the races and setting out. Look forward to y'all back in here with us. Enjoyed the season for sure, and thanks for all our sponsors and everybody at Hrt2Heart. Man, it's a good group of guys. Appreciate it and had a great time.
Right, as always, we hope to see you in the booth again, and we hope you have a wonderful night.
Thanks, man.
All right, everybody, that was Rusty Robson, everybody. Your P3 finish, everyone. Bobby Joe Lane is going to take it away to victory lane again tonight here at Homestead, Miami for 100 laps. Everybody, we have 2 races left of the season here. Next week, we go to Nashville Fairgrounds for 200 laps. Next Sunday, everybody, please make sure you come subscribe to our page. Everybody, come check us out at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we all hope you have a wonderful and amazing night. J-Dog, you got any closed notes for us?
We will see you Sunday night. Next Sunday night, Nashville Fairgrounds.